I'll literally go like, we'll just say a week and then be like, oh, I haven't like seen a person.
The fact that there is even a term for in real life.
I know.
Have you talked to Lexi in a while? Well, I commented on her photo and she said, thanks, babe. So yeah, we chatted. Do social media influencers miss out on real life connection? Is the podcast episode today. I think this is a good one because obviously we're so used to getting connection from our phones that we think is connection because we're getting likes, comments, we're talking to people on text. But like, do we actually get so used to that we think that we don't need to like go out and actually meet people in real life?
I definitely think so. I definitely think so. And I think it's kind of like an everybody thing. Like it's a millennial Gen Z thing. I think that we're all so caught up in it, especially when it's your job. You kind of forget. Like I'll literally go like, you know, maybe not quite a week, but like we'll just say a week and then be like, oh, I haven't like seen a person. Yeah. And like this is, you know, the people at the store or, you know, shopping, whatever. I'm like, I have not seen any of my friends. And like, but I've talked to them. So I like thought that I did, but I'm like, no. But I think that I've really forgotten. And I've been really leading into it this summer of like how important community is, like IRL community. IRL community.
The fact that there is even a term for in real life.
I know.
That's how you know shit is getting weird.
I know. Everything is just like, it's just text slang.
I keep laughing
anymore.
Because it is hilarious.
I know. BRB.
I feel like I checked
And
in
you
with
never
my
come
friends
back.
just by like commenting on their stories. I was like, that's how I said hi. I'm checking in with them.
They're like,
Yeah.
have
I told them they were hot.
you talked to Lexi in a while? Well, I commented on her photo and she said, thanks, babe. So yeah, we chatted.
She hearted it, so we speak.
Often.
Yeah, we communicate. Yeah, I keep up with her. I follow her on Facebook. And, you know, I follow her mom on Facebook. Everything is fine. But it really is a problem.
So many people that are from LA or lived in LA like prior to the pandemic always talk about how LA has like fallen off since the pandemic.
Yes.
Like, because it used like the clubs used to be more fun, bars used to be more packed, there was more to do. Like, and so everyone's always like, oh yeah, LA fell off. But I wonder if that's happening anywhere else.
I don't know. That's a good question. So my family all lives in Orlando, and Orlando's obviously not like the poppin' place like LA is, but I feel like the pandemic barely affected them. I mean, Florida's also different. A lot didn't close, and things just kind of kept on keeping on.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's true. So
I
maybe
moved
not.
here. So it's not like that crazy of a difference, but
Yeah.
I definitely will say I feel like it's a drastic difference. At least I feel like it is. And like my day-to-day and the things that I would do and the places that I would go to, you're right. It's like, people don't go to the clubs anymore. People don't, and if you do, no one's dancing. Maybe it's also just a generational thing where Gen Zs just don't really dance anymore. They just stand on the couch and they just kind of go like this if they do anything. You know what I mean?
I want to like briefly talk about like when I used to go to the clubs, I used to dress up and like
Yeah,
look.
me too.
Yes.
What is up with like these people
athleisure.
wearing like cargo pants and looking like a child? I don't get it. I used to wear like my highest heels and be like towering over people like Godzilla. And all the guys, I was like, yeah. I don't know. It's different.
It's so different. It was such more of like, I think maybe it was because it was such a bigger deal. Like going to the club and like dressing up in your favorite dress. It felt more of like a special occasion. And like now LA is kind of just like, whatever.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Nothing matters anymore out here. But I will say, so I went whenever like my friend and I, we went to the, like we had that little beach day.
Oh yeah.
Whenever we were walking up, I was talking to her and I was like, something about this right here feels like pre-pandemic. Like it was clean. Everyone was out. Everyone was having a good time. Something about like the aura. I was like, did it even happen? And then like you drive like a couple blocks down, you're like, no, like half the stores are closed. I think that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
There's so many closed stores and empty storefronts anymore that it kind of feels like you're in a ghost town. So it's like, why do I want to go out to this little shopping area when like there's only 2 shops
That's
to
so
go
true.
to? You know, like malls are kind of dying, and that is so sad.
Yeah.
The little millennial in me is just like so heartbroken
used
that you
to
can't go to
love
a
the
mall
mall.
anymore. It was the thing to do.
Yeah.
What you
And
did.
now you're like, why aren't you going to the mall?
And
You just order
sometimes
it
when you
online.
shop at a place you can try on the clothes, you're like, I love this.
Yes.
There's so many things you think are cute like this, and then you put it on, you're like, no. But like we don't know that online.
I know.
Amazon changed the game, guys.
Yeah.
And
It
so
really
did fast fashion.
Yes,
So
that's
It really did.
true.
It really did.
That's so true. Okay, so do you feel like that it's going to play a huge role in people's lives, that they're going to continuously be more and more on their phones as they get older and not so much going out into real life? One of the things that I thought was really interesting the other day is Abby called me, Abby, one of our friends, and she was like, I just went to Apple and I tried the new VR. There's a new one.
Yeah.
And it's even more crazy. And she said it literally, they played like a sports game for me, like basketball. And she said, I felt like I was in the front, like on this, what's it called?
Like
On the court side. And she said watching a game that previously happened, but I felt like I was there.
That's insane.
She's like, it literally looked so real. So then I was like, that's kind of scary, because then what will people even care to go anymore? Because like, what if you can't afford those seats? You're probably affording the back seats, maybe, most likely, and then you're like, why am I going to do that? I could sit on courtside tonight.
Maybe that's another weird thing, where it's like, if you can afford like the Apple Vision Pro, you can probably also afford tickets to the game. So like, are the rich people just doing both? Are they just courtside also watching something else with their goggles?
Courtside at the
But it'll probably get cheaper and cheaper.
Probably.
More and more
Like most
affordable
things
for
do.
everyone. And then if you think about it, one time buying it compared to like having
Yeah.
to pay for all these
Yeah.
experiences. Doesn't social media almost not feel real? Like if you really sit down and think about it, and you think about like both of you guys both get like millions of views. But that when you look at it on a phone, it's kind of like, oh, it's a million views. But like if you imagine a million people outside looking at you, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Guys, I actually had I have a funny story. So I was in Italy and I met these guys, and there was like this one guy, and he like saw my Instagram, and he was like, oh my God, you have 1 million followers. That's so crazy. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. It's whatever.
my life I live
it. I'm here just talking to you, like whatever. So we're chatting, whatever. And then we just kind of like stopped talking and whatever. Go about my business. And then I go back the next day with a new guy. And this guy's, he's really cool. He's sweet. Just a friend, whatever. Italy friend. And this guy, I see him and he pulls out his phone and he shows his friends my Instagram. And I had just posted a story, and he saw the story and was showing his friends. And I was like, I'm standing right here. This is so awkward.
That's
like,
so weird.
I'm like, you're literally looking at my Instagram and I'm in the room with you, literally looking at you.
Wait, did he know you were there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So weird. It's like, you don't need the story. I'm right here.
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I can only imagine, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, to think about millions of people watching it doesn't feel real.
No, I know. And if you put it into perspective, like our following is like a country, like a small country.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like that put it into perspective for me one time. Someone was like, that's like, name small country here's worth of people. And I was like, and they all want to see me in lingerie? Why? That's insane, but also cool. But also, if you like got out on a podium to all of your followers, how insane! Millions of people, like it's dumb.
That's why it's so
insane.
funny now.
But
I'm
on the
thinking
phone,
about
it's like-
it. Some of the because I've seen some of the comments for some of the girls that like one of the clips that was just posted that was like controversial was Kat talking about how like there's so many people that will hate on influencers and their careers because they're mostly females and they're ruling this industry and all these things, and they're doing so well and successful. It's like one of the industries where it's mostly females that are succeeding on the internet, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
So, and then it was a very controversial, like a lot of people were like, oh, it's just because you're hot and you're just using your looks and all this stuff. But then I'm like, that's what people want to see. If she got successful from that and that's what people want to see, you're going to be mad at her. That's what you should be mad at everyone else.
Yeah.
They're making her successful.
There's a reason that they have a following.
Yeah, it's
it's
like
supply and demand.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And then
People
that's
want
it's
it.
it's just interesting because that's where the world is going. It's like we all love someone for something or something we're looking for. It's like if that's the content you're looking to consume and that's being provided. It's funny how it's like triggers people to see people succeed by just being beautiful and being able to grow their following in that way. But I feel like it's because it's new still and people can't fully wrap their head around it. But it's weird that in the future that's going to be like so completely normal.
Right.
Probably.
I just think it's envy, if anything. I think a lot of people wish that they could have that type of lifestyle. I mean, this lifestyle is great, but it's not for the weak. I mean, like what we do, it takes a toll on your mental health, and I don't think that's talked about enough.
I agree.
I think that people should continue, like, talk about this because I mean it's affected me, and it still does. I have thick skin, but there's still a lot of things that affect me. So like little comments and stuff, like some like I could be told I'm pretty so many times, and it's that one comment, that one comment, like ouch, that just really gets ya.
On the wrong day.
No, on the wrong day, you could be PMSing. You're like, like somebody commented on the fact that I had cellulite, and I literally was like infuriated. I was so mad, but then I ordered a crab boil, and it made me feel better.
We have solutions, and it is a little treat.
That's so true.
I just try to remind myself that like these are just sad people who are angry or sometimes want attention. I talked about this on a previous podcast where I rarely ever respond to like hate comments, but you know, every now and then on that one day you're like, no, I kind of want to just like give it back to him, you know? And this guy had said something really mean and angry, and I just said something kind of gentle, like having a hard day, or that's kind of mean or whatever. And he was like, oh my God, hi, I love you so much. So happy you responded, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, were you just doing that for attention?
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes they don't even feel that way. They don't even think you're ugly or fat or anorexic or whatever it is that day that they choose to say. They just want your attention.
Yeah. Sometimes I always flip it into a joke. I'll like make a joke back or make fun of me back on something that they say, and they're just like, oh, sorry, I just didn't think you'd really see this. Or like they don't think you're almost a real human.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. They don't
feel real.
Yeah. Is it?
It's all a simulation.
Yeah, it's all kind of like it isn't really, if you really think about it, because the views don't seem real, the likes don't seem real. It just because it's like you don't know most of those people. No. It's different when you see your friends comment. It feels like, oh, she liked my video. But like if it's a random person, it doesn't feel as real probably because you've never met them in your life. But you know, another thing I was talking about the other day is like if those people and anyone watching that gets triggered by seeing people succeed, and it from the outside, it's always going to look easier. Just like you said, people don't know about the struggles that go on. With
they just think you're happy all the time.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you see that and you're feeling a feeling of jealousy or envy or like wanting to judge them, that just means there's a part of you that also wants that. Yeah. Because jealousy is because you actually want it. Yeah. So then the way that you can get anything is actually celebrating other people, being like, dude, that's so cool that she's like so many people love her because of that. That's so dope.
Showing
and
it's
like
possible.
Celebrating it, because then you're opening your life up to have these things rather than being like mean and mad.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like it always comes from a place of envy, because like the way that these people are talking is like the way that I feel like I would maybe talk in like middle school, like when I was envious of like a celebrity that was around my age. I was like, oh my God, I hate her so much because she's dating Zac Efron, or she's, you know, like whatever. Like, oh my God, I hate her. I hate her so much. Yeah, you know, like scratch out her face in a magazine, whatever, because I wanted what she had. I wanted the hot boyfriend and like the successful career and the whatever. I didn't have
I was
it.
thinking about that the other day when I was thinking, because another episode was about cancel culture. But there's a part of it that people like to watch someone get canceled.
They love
that's
it.
Successful. Like they want to see you fail.
They do.
Which is like why?
They do. And I feel like it's almost more often than they want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
Because there's more drama. There's more like, I don't know what it is, but they live
it's
for it.
It's because you're pointing, and we've talked about this before, you're pointing out something in them that they don't have. Yeah. And so like when you succeed and you look like on the internet, everything, just like you just said, looks more easy and in flow, and like you don't have to try that hard, and they're so successful. So it's like you're pointing out an insecurity in them by succeeding. So when you fail, it's kind of like, take like, her down.
Now I don't even need to try.
It, neither can you.
Yeah.
Kind of
I do want to bring up the old tweets thing. And I know
that's coming up a lot.
Oh,
it's
really
coming
is.
up a lot. And guys, I will tell you one thing. If you know you're about to be popping, make sure you delete all those bad tweets.
Like at this point, just delete your Twitter.
Just delete it at that point, or lock them. Do something. I mean, I don't even have a Twitter, but I mean, it's just like we've all made mistakes. But guys, come on. You know, get it together.
I know.
I was thinking about that just as I was talking about the cancel
like
thing.
the people that are working with them, why have they not done this? Like help them out.
Yeah, because there's a little website where you can just like look on a person's profile and type in like a keyword and see what they've said. You know what I mean? And it's like pulls it all up. Like it's very easy.
But then it's also like those people that are like waiting. They're like, okay, this person tweeted this like in 2013, and I've been waiting to get them to like, you know, and I have it in my folder, and now I pull it out, and you're going down. And guys, I'm not talking about any particular situation.
No, but it's so true. That's so funny.
And it's just
pull it out of my folder, and
I've been sitting on this one for years. Like, why? Get a hobby. Yeah. But the thing is, usually people that don't, and they are envious, and they, like you said, they're just waiting for this opportunity to just like take someone down to somehow make themselves feel better. It's just like, it's like school bullies. It's the same thing. It just makes them feel better by putting someone else down.
The
just
internet
online, these keyboard warriors.
Yeah, the internet is like one big high school. The popular kids, people that it's like all the crowd is like pushing who should be canceled, who's not cool anymore, who's cool. It's all just like a big high school. Yeah. All over again.
Yeah. God, it is, unfortunately.
Oh gosh, I literally, I don't know if I can say this on the record, but like, can I? Am I going to get in trouble?
Say it.
So
change the names.
There was like this popular content house, and they were filled with like the young kids, but they were like the big kids back in the day. And they like reached out to me just recently. And
me too.
Like,
I know who you're talking about. Me too.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah. And I was like, do you really think at my big age, because I'm not young.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm not a young whippersnapper.
I was like, I'm not 17.
I'm a millennial, guys. And I was like, I didn't even answer. I was like, this is weird. And I was almost like, should I consult my team and my people? Like, what is this?
I know. I literally almost screenshotted it and sent it to you guys in the group chat to be like, what is this all about?
Yeah, it was weird.
It was really weird. And I don't know if I messaged back, or maybe I did. I think I messaged back and said like, hey, what did you have in mind?
I have a guess.
Yeah.
Hype House.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't see anything.
For her, I don't know. For me, yeah. Because I'm like, what am I gonna go do? Go do TikTok dances with high schoolers?
Yeah.
She said that's exactly what you're gonna do. That's exactly what you're gonna do. It just feels weird. Or maybe these content houses, I don't know. I haven't really like looked into them. Maybe they're just like a dying breed.
Exactly. They're trying to figure out their next way of monetizing because there's like a hype.
Hey! Ooh! I see what they did there.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't like to speak badly on anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, we're not also speaking badly, but I'm just pointing out.
Isn't it kind of cool? I have to kind of give us our roses here. We've kind of been, I feel like the influencer has been steadfast. The model has kind of, we made it through COVID. We made it through the trends. And we're in demand, baby.
That's what I kind of, I think that's also a good point to mention is like there's the talent that comes up and then they kind of fall off. But then there's the talent that like comes up and then kind of just coasts.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's really cool because I feel like there's a lot of talent and I see it with some of these influencers that they're constantly striving and trying to get more and more and more and more, but then they like they get lost in that. And then but it's almost like the more you just like can enjoy making content or enjoy the process of having it and not need it so much, then you can kind of like coast.
And a lot of people don't find their niche, like naturally. what they're good at, you know? Yeah. Like there's some people, like there's like Brittany Broski, like she got famous for like one funny like reaction video. Who's that? And she was a kombucha girl and she like drank kombucha and like made funny face and whatever. You probably I'll show it to you. You might have seen it. And now she has this like huge career because she like found her niche and it was just kind of being like funny and authentic. And I think a lot of people, what I've seen is they'll get big for something and then pivot. And it's like you got popular for a reason. It's because they liked you for this thing. So when you do this giant like immediate pivot, it's like people, they're like, well, that's not what I wanted from you. So now I don't identify with you anymore and I don't really want to follow.
This is my conversation with Abby Ray. I'm going to call her out on the thing. My new thing for her Abby. Is go back to why people followed you in the first place.
Yeah.
It was these random little TikTok videos. There's a girl right now that's doing exactly what brought Abby to like get her following. And there's a girl that's doing it and is growing like crazy. And I showed her Instagram. I'm like, it still works. And Abby's like, still. She like is so cringed by those videos. That's what I feel like Alex Earl did. She continues to stay in her niche. And once she blew up, then she could be like, okay, I'm adding this and I'm adding this and I'm adding this. But if you do it too quickly, it's not going to work.
People want to know what to expect from you.
Exactly.
You know, they kind of, they need the familiarity. They need the like, oh, okay, I want these simple TikTok videos where this girl's going to look really hot. I know where to go. Boom.
Exactly.
Go into Abby's page.
So
cute, short, but it's just like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what to expect. Where it's like, I know I'm going to find a hot girl doing a cute little voiceover. Boom, I know where to go. I know where I'm going to find some funny commentary. Boom, I'm going to go over here. But then if you're like, you go to their page and it's like, they do food reviews now? Yeah. I don't, why am I following this page? I'm going to unfollow this page. You just don't, you know, like,
I lost a lot of followers when I started making my podcast.
No way.
Yeah. Like, well,
That's
just
interesting.
And it's, well, I used to have like almost 80% men, and now I have like 50% female. Wow. So I like, it was because remember I used to only post like photos.
Yeah.
So then it's like, now I like have this huge shift.
Oh no, now you have substance.
But then these girls coming. So I was like,
I love
but
that.
I was willing to make the change for me, but I wouldn't, if I had the level you guys had, it would be, that's a risk to take.
It
That's
is.
a huge
risk.
pivotal risk.
Yeah.
I always think about like rebranding myself, and I think for me it's been like fitness has been the biggest thing. And
Yeah, you're just great at that too.
thank you.
Yeah.
And I feel though that it's pissed a lot of people off because they're like, oh my god, she's gained weight and she has muscle tone. Like, ugh, you know,
This doesn't fit my fantasy.
yeah,
anymore.
like I loved her skinny with a borderline eating disorder.
Girl,
You
don't
know?
even get me started. They love to see you sick, and then once you look healthy, they're like, fat.
Yeah,
she's fat.
and it's
Every time.
crazy, you know, like, and for me, it's, I want to focus on fitness. That's like where I'm going with it. So like, I want my followers and people to get on board with that, because it's something that I have a passion for, but it's also, you're switching your audience and you're going to have a lot of people that are going to say some not nice things.
I personally think that's a natural transition for you.
I do
don't
too.
think that's odd for you.
I do too.
It doesn't feel too different. Like
No.
you can, I think as long as you still post what you post and then also incorporate it on some reels, that people already look at you as someone that's like, you can wear nice clothes, you have a good body, you have these things that naturally is going to make people be like, does she work out? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is her eating habits? How does she have that body? Like, that's the natural thought next. So I think you could.
As long as you keep posting your sexy 3x Zoom photo or your videos,
Yeah, you got it down.
they're staying.
She got it down.
They're staying.
That's the LEXI video.
No, it is. It is. And it kills every fucking time.
Your
As it
engagement is
should.
insane.
Yeah. Hello?
Anyways,
God.
but we
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. We're
Okay,
obsessed with
back
you.
to the key thing for the topic of the video. Do you think that influencers are missing out on real life connection? People that live on the internet for a living.
I think yes, because I think that it's just so easy. It's so easy to, whenever your entire life is based on the internet, because even just as like a millennial or a Gen Z, most of your life is on the internet anyways, because of social media, because of just the times and how it is now.
Yeah.
So whenever you're an influencer, it's also your job. So not only is like, you're not at a 9 to 5 at an office and then you can go home and then like go on your phone. You're kind of on the clock 24/7.
Yeah.
And like for me, like I don't know about you guys, I've struggled with like the boundary of like, I'll be editing photos at midnight and I'm like, I need to stop. Like I'm not at work, I'm not at the office. Like I think the line gets blurred with a lot of influencers. So it's really hard to differentiate that work-life balance when like your work and your social life is all on your phone.
That's so true.
It's really, really hard.
I had to start doing a thing where, especially when I post too, it's just not looking at it the rest of the day. Because I was like, why am I checking in on it? And then I'm like sending it weird energy. And then just, all the different areas that I post, I was just like, I need a literal like break from it. Go do other things during the day. Because it does feel like you're checking in on a job. You're like, want to make sure it's doing well. Okay, should I be commenting back to people? And it's like, it's too much work.
I set my do not disturb to go on automatically every single night at 6 p.m. as like I still end up like working or be on social media afterwards, but it kind of is like, if I get a text that comes through or an email or something, I don't have to look at it after that time. So it's kind of been like a really easy way for me to like train myself into a boundary. So that it's like, okay, after 6, I'm going to prioritize everything that's not on the phone. I still have nights where like I have do not disturb on. I'm still, editing photos or, doing whatever I'm doing on there. Sometimes I don't even know. I'm just scrolling on TikTok like, that's how you make cheese. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do that.
But now you know.
But now I know. So that's like been like my one little life hack, and it has been working most of the time.
What about you?
I mean, I think that my biggest thing is I don't post. Like I really am, like a lot of people say like, you don't post enough.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't.
You don't. I
Called you
think you
out.
could grow so quickly if you started posting more. Oh my
Yeah.
God. You could just take over.
You know, but I think for
No,
me,
I
it's,
know.
I think of them as like mental health breaks.
Yes. But it's good.
Just because I know how I get when I'm just like Tosh with posting. I'm like always like, oh my God, it's not doing well. It didn't hit this many likes in this many seconds, and I'm freaking out. And in my mind, like, oh my God, do I look ugly? Like, am I fat here? Like, what's going on?
What is it?
Is the coloring bad? No, did it upload good? And I freak myself out. And so I've realized, you know what? I'm just not going to put myself in that position, and I'm just not going to post.
Yeah.
But I will be posting a lot more often. And I think that it's important too.
It's hard to get over that. I agree.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit, it's been like a thing that I've been doing, and it's not great, especially with brands and stuff. And I have certain obligations that I need to make sure that I get done. So it's definitely something I'm working on, and I'm trying to get better at that.
It's because it's like it's so hard once that's your job. You're literally getting so much validation constantly, and your measure of like validation is on a screen. It's like numbers that is very visible, and like it's hard not to then critique yourself like, well, I'm good or not good based off this. It's true. Like it's very in your face.
Yeah.
That's been another thing.
And it's for everyone else to see.
Yeah, I know. I know. Unless you hide the likes. Unless you hide those likes, no one's gonna know.
So let's go to a would you rather.
Ooh. I love these.
Me too.
Would you rather?
Oh, okay. Actually, this isn't a would you rather. This is a social media secrets column.
Ooh, okay.
How often are you reading your comments?
Oh, every day.
Yeah, we have to, because you have to reply.
Yeah. Every day I try to because a lot of I don't know how to do
You're
this without
explaining
sounding like a
yourself. You're
dick.
explaining yourself.
I know. I be doing that because a lot of them, like a lot of my fans and followers, are like really good people, and I want them to be seen and heard too. And I don't want like the mean people to have it ruined for them to where I have like a complete wall up and like I don't talk to any of them because I love so many of them. So I'm trying to like as I'm posting more, I'm trying to like communicate with them more too. My messages, however, no, like my DMs. I don't. There's cobwebs in there.
Really?
Don't DM me. There's cobwebs in there. My comments, I read them and I'll like reply to some of them. Yeah.
I read my comments, and I sometimes read my DMs too, because you never know who pops up in your
There's some
DMs.
cuties
Check
in there.
it.
Well, not even just that. Like
brand
sometimes
deals.
brands just reach out to you, and just like some sweet people that say some really nice things that just kind of like make you overlook like a comment that you saw that maybe wasn't the nicest. You know?
That's why I feel like my true fans are in the DMs sometimes. I'm like, say that on my videos. They say the nicest things in my DMs. But
Stand up for me publicly.
my comments is like, you have a big mouth. I'm like, cool.
That's
my comment.
This is another one. How often have you Googled yourself?
Oh, I stopped doing that a long time ago.
me too.
I actually, you know what I did that was really bad for the first time in a really long time is I looked up my name on Reddit.
No.
I stopped doing that years and years and years ago because they talk about you and your body like you were just a piece of me. Like I went on there, one of the first things was, it was like an older picture of me and they're like, she got chubby. When did she get fat? When did this bitch get fat? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm just gonna go back because that's why I stopped looking is because they literally...
No, they tear you
and
apart.
they tear
on
you
Reddit.
apart.
That's
And,
like what they do to everyone.
When I first blew up,
That's like a
someone photoshopped my
trolls.
jaw to be thinner and they were like fixed. And I was like, oh my God, like that's what Reddit is.
Oh gosh, I'm never going on Reddit.
So I was
would
like,
never wanna look.
it's been like 3 years and I did that, I think it was like yesterday, 2 days ago. And I was like, I'm good for another 3 years or so. That
Thanks,
was
Tara,
horrendous.
for reminding me that I have not looked at myself on Google in a while, and I may do it after this
No, don't
podcast.
run. We're going to Penmark.
No.
I'm like,
So
Do-
life hack, I have Google alerts on for my name. You can do that. So if anyone posts an article about you.
no, thank you. I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
next
not
one. Do you have a burner account to stalk people?
1,000%.
Yes, I think everyone
what?
does. We all
Yeah.
do, right?
I have a
do.
Finsta.
We need it.
Yeah, I've got a Finsta.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Oh gosh, you
Why?
need it.
She's just
wanna
in their
look at
views,
someone's
like-
story and you don't want them to know it's you looking.
I don't mind if they know.
Oh, wow, you're bold. You're like, oh, I'm going to look at that girl's story.
How do you walk around with those heavy balls all day?
Well, actually, I think it's because I literally don't look at anyone that I know will give me a bad feeling. I don't look at. I purposely only look at people I like. I've muted everybody that I don't want to look at, but then my good friends.
Have you
I'm like,
muted
I'll look at
me?
you. No,
Yeah.
I see.
Am I
No,
on
I
that?
see.
She's
You get
30
my
seconds
DMs.
ago. Yeah, she reads your DMs.
See, I put her on the spot.
Like, yes, your butt looks great today.
Who or what would you rather? Okay, I can't find my would we rather questions, but I know one of them. Would you rather go viral or have a good conversation with a close friend?
Listen.
Go viral.
Listen. I feel like I have a lot of really good conversations with my friends. And I will consistently be having good conversations with my friends. However, for business reasons, I think it'd be great to go viral again.
And then I'll
Up my
talk to you about
numbers.
that.
Doesn't give a
And then I'll talk to my friends
Trust
about
me, I
it
would too. I'd
afterwards.
rather go to viral.
Because I don't know, but if you were to say which one do I prioritize or do I like prefer? I think I'd much prefer to like talk to my friends because I don't need it. But like if I'm like I right now I'd go viral. I'm just trying to get banned from every. I was trying to get banned. That was a rush, and I've been chasing
When you
that
guys are
high.
going viral and you're getting a video that's picking up a lot, do you guys get a little bit of anxiety?
Yes,
Oh.
because I feel like more eyes see you and there's
You're
more
like,
hate.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, it's
You're
more
like,
people
it
have
depends on what
opinions.
you're going viral for. It
Yeah.
can start out nice, and then all of a sudden it starts getting evil, and you're like, damn it.
Yeah. Even if it's wholesome and it's like a nun going viral, there's someone in the comments who are like, "You're pushing religion." You know, it like turns into something that like, you
how
can't
did
win.
this happen?
Yeah.
I'm
You
not
never
getting
win.
You
in
can
that
never
combo.
win.
I think
Yeah.
my biggest thing is I get a little scared because I get viral on Twitter and I don't have Twitter. So
that's crazy.
And like there was a video of me that was posted and somebody said something that was way out of pocket. The comment.
Twitter's
like
crazy now.
Yeah, and I was like and it was like basically it was saying like, "Oh, how could you like be into men if you look like if there's women that look like this?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I
like-
don't know why you would even say that
Yeah,
because
like
that's
associate that with
attaching
you.
me. Yes, that's
Yeah.
attaching me to something that's mean.
Yeah.
And so then I'm here just strutting my stuff, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
what
with
the
no
heck?
choice in
Like,
it.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
then,
You're involved
you
in the
know,
combo now.
I'm involved in that for no reason.
I know.
Put me in that. And
You're
then
like-
people are like, "Oh, saying the meanest things to
How
me," and I'm
dare
like,
Lexi think that?
"That wasn't
How
me.
dare Lexi think
That
that?
wasn't me."
Lexi's caption for her next post is, "How could anyone ever like men whenever I exist?"
Like that is crazy to say, guys. Come on.
Would you rather date a famous guy that doesn't ever really spend quality time with you but loves you, or date a guy that's broke and makes you laugh?
I've done that before, and I can't do that again.
If you had to pick, neither. But who would you?
Oh, yeah, I'd pick neither. But oh god, I think in that situation, I think that it would have to be the one that actually. Oh no. But like, does the famous guy still love me?
Yeah, she said he loves
He loves me. He's just like working a lot and he's busy.
All the time.
Okay. Yeah.
You never
I just
hang
can't
out.
do it again. I can't do another
She took care of a guy that made her laugh for too long.
I did. Twice. Twice. And the first one wasn't even that funny. I can't do it again. I need to learn from my mistakes. I need to learn.
Didn't actually make me laugh.
Yeah, you know, like were you
fake
just
laughed a
laughing
lot.
because you were broke and you wanted me to pay for your salad? Maybe
your salad.
for your salad, sir. So if the famous guy loves me, that's fine. You can travel.
Just love me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Have your assistant send me cute texts.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, ideally neither. I would love someone who is
if
present
I had
and
to,
loves
I'd
me.
pick somebody funny because I'm like, whatever.
Oh, absolutely. That's like my number one.
Because I'm like, as long
thing.
as you're making me laugh,
yeah,
that'll be your value.
yeah. Until it becomes a problem. Because it will become a problem.
Would you rather date someone who had no traumas and a great upbringing, or somebody who's been through some stuff and then worked on themselves?
Oh, the latter.
Been through some stuff.
They went to
Yeah.
therapy. They grown.
Yeah.
I think the people that have been through some trials and tribulations are some of the strongest people in the world. And I think that it's important to grow as a human to have those struggles. So I
Exactly.
think that, I think, He needs to have a
Agreed.
little roughness to him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
it's attractive to know that they've been through some shit and they like are
They
still
handled
strong.
it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
damn,
Yeah.
it makes you feel safe
Yeah.
with a guy like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're more funny.
It's so true. That's why we're hilarious.
If you haven't gone through anything, you're not gonna know what to joke about.
It's
You
true.
can't-
Ooh, I have one.
Yay.
Would you rather continue to do social media as your full-time job, or would you want to go back to your 9 to 5 or regular life?
It's a good one.
Can I go back to my regular life but make Instagram money?
No, stop with the hypotheticals.
I know. I was talking to a girlfriend who also is like in the same field, and it's so hard. You kind of, I'm not saying that like this life is hard. It's like, oh no, we're just doing so well for ourselves. Like that's not lost on me that like I'm so privileged, but like there's something to it to where it's like I almost feel like once you make this amount of money, it's like you can never go back because you get so used to this lifestyle and this way of living and like this comfortability to where it's like, oh God, do I ever want to be making minimum wage again? But like I was happy, but was I happier than I am now? I don't know.
That was actually what this podcast was supposed to go into next. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
It was that. It's like the things that you used to have, or when you were broke,
Yeah.
were you actually happier than now? Like there was a happiness kind of in
There was
that.
a freedom in that.
There was a freedom. You know what it was? There was a hustle there. There was a motivation there that I had. And like every day I was at the gym and every day I was, I was trying to expand my portfolio and I was trying to just be like the next Victoria's Secret model, like the something. So like I always had that fire under my ass.
Yeah.
And I don't really have that as much anymore because I almost feel like I've got it. Like I've got what I wanted. And I hate that about myself because I still want to keep going, but I'm very comfortable
Yeah,
and
it's
very
comfy.
happy, so I don't have to hustle as much, so I don't.
That's why Abby's going through that same feeling right
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's, you know what it is? It's the financial comfortability that it is for me.
Same.
That's what it is, because my number one stressor, like growing up as like a teenager and like a young adult, whenever I was in charge of my own finances, was like, how am I going to pay this bill? I can't go to dinner with my friends. I can't, like, that. There's so much stress. I'm behind on my phone bill. My phone got turned off. Like that was my biggest stressor. I was like, I can't live like this anymore. So to get rid of that, like comfortability to where like, I am so lucky I can go to bed and I know that all of my bills can be paid. That's priceless, because I didn't have that growing up.
Yeah.
When I got
I
my
have it.
first big check, I remember I
what'd
was
you do?
able to pay all my bills for that month. And I was like, oh my gosh, the struggle is like off of me right now. Like I felt like on cloud 9. And then I was like, I'm going to spoil myself with a steak dinner. And I took myself out to Fleming's and I ate the best meal of my life. I was like, yeah, I earned it. And it was great. And my parents are like, oh, don't act like I've never taken you to a nice restaurant. Like they have, trust me.
Yeah.
But
It was on
no,
your
it's just,
own
it was
accord.
on my tab. And then also just being able to like spoil my parents because I love my parents so
Best
much.
feeling.
Yes.
That was the best feeling too.
Yeah,
Having
that's
that
what it
that
is.
financial freedom to like give them gifts on Christmas and their birthdays and their anniversary and stuff like that. That's important to me because I'm like a gift giver. That's how I show my affection. I love giving gifts and I love just being around people that I love and so I think that money helps with that.
I was going to say, we talked about this last night when we were thinking about the podcast, was like, was there something that you guys thought back then, you before you had fame and followers and money and all this stuff, that now that you thought would change now, that you'd be like, oh, my life, if I was just had that, but that you realized didn't actually change?
Yeah.
That it's like a deeper thing. Or it's like, oh, I thought that
Yeah.
once I had fame and followers that I would be this way. Was there
Yeah.
anything that you thought
Still
before?
self-conscious.
Yeah.
Still self-conscious.
Yeah,
Still
you
have
probably
body dysmorphia. You can't pay that away, honey.
That's true.
Let me
You
tell
probably
ya.
thought like, oh yeah, I'm gonna if all these people like me for my looks, I'm gonna be like,
I'll have
feel
more
like the most
confidence.
beautiful person in the world.
Nope.
I thought I was going to get invited to all the exclusive events.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of am, but like not really.
No, I know. I know. She said kind of, but not enough.
Like, hello?
Not enough.
And so I'm confused at that.
Who do I reach out to? Was lost
Yeah.
in the mail. which is weird.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
just picture your life way more glamorous.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then when you have it, you're like, but it's not exactly like, I think you just put it on such a pedestal before, right?
Oh, for sure. Because you're like, clearly I'm a famous Instagram model. I'm going to be at parties with Brad Pitt and, whoever. And like, well, sometimes that's the case. Usually.
Wait, what?
It's
With
not.
Brad Pitt? Are you
Not
serious?
me.
Oh.
Not me.
I was like,
But you know what I mean? Like the
Invite
bigger,
must have
like
gotten lost for me.
mainstream celebrities. But it's like, usually it's like when you go to a party, it's more Instagram, TikTokers, whatever, who are still famous in their own right, but it's just, it's very separate. And I think that my Delulu self, whenever I was younger, is like, oh, once I get it and, once I become a Playboy bunny, I'll be with all of the, it's like, no, they're very much still separated.
Yeah.
They kind of see us as like,
I know.
like you'll see these videos where it's celebrities on the red carpet and different companies and marketing agencies have invited these TikTokers and like social media influencers, and the celebrities are like, who the hell are these people and why are they here? Like they get really pissed off about it whenever the worlds kind of collide and crash. Because I mean, on one hand, I get it.
Influencers are taking over, mark my words.
They
They're the
are
future.
taking over. They're taking over, especially if you have anything to do with it. So help me God.
That's a great topic, actually, speaking about celebrities and how it's the juxtaposition between celebrities and influencers, and how there's certain influencers that have been able to get to certain levels in their career to hang around the A-list crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to go to the Met Gala is insane.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
is
and there's
insane.
some people that are doing it. And shout out
Well,
to
only
y'all.
to this.
know.
I heard it was only this year, right? That there's influencers invited to the Met Gala for the first time.
No, there was like
Oh, girl,
before-
Emma Chamberlain,
Yeah.
the YouTuber, she's been doing shit with Vogue.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, for a
When
couple
was
years.
the first year that influencers were invited? I know it's not been that long.
I think
I
it's
don't
been
know.
like 2 years or something.
Maybe,
a year
but that
or
just
two.
shows
Very
like
recently.
the world is changing. Influencer,
Yeah.
like
You're right.
The people in power are starting to realize that the influencers are the next generation
Yeah.
of the celebrity, because
Yeah.
nowadays the Gen Z wants to feel like they know you, whereas the celebrity feels like too much on a pedestal. Like, what does she really care about? Does she like kids? Like, you don't know anything about them. They're so mysterious. It's
Authenticity.
Like, who are you?
Authenticity
Like,
is
people wanna
so
know
craved
who
after.
you are.
Even our little sister's like, she's 12. She says she doesn't even really watch TV anymore. She's always on social media.
Yeah, I was like, what are you
Wow.
watching? Well, we don't really watch TV much. I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, we're on Snapchat or we're on TikTok. Like, they don't
They're
even.
not even
And
watching
their
them.
celebrities are influencers. So think
Yeah.
about when they're older, none of these
Yeah,
celebrities,
the celebrities
are gonna
won't
be
even
as
exist. Those are their fans now, and they're not even watching them. Like in the future.
Crazy
That is
to think
crazy.
about.
I think about like the OG, I feel like influencers, like the Paris Hiltons and the Kim Kardashians of the
Yes.
world, and how I feel like they really stepped up, their game to get us to do what we do.
Yeah.
I think that to put them, I mean, they obviously, are who they are, and I'm not trying to compare or anything like that.
no.
But I'm also saying that I think that they've paved the way for us in a
100%.
sense.
Yeah, they say
But I
Paris Hilton was the first influencer of our time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Took the
remem-
first selfie.
The Simple Life
It
was
so
my
funny.
show.
so good.
Was my show, and that
My
silver
Bible.
dress, the silver dress. I want it.
We'll reach out to Paris.
Yeah, we'll call Paris. It's fine. Love it.
I'm going to wrap this up. I love you guys for coming on. You guys are my favorite ladies. Tell everyone where they can find you guys.
Woo! I am Hey Lauren Summer on everything, basically, except for TikTok. I think it's Lauren Summer because the other one got deleted. But Hey Lauren
TikTok.
Summer everywhere. Thanks TikTok.
Lex.
I'm that cutie Lexi on TikTok, and then I'm _ MISSLEXIII.
Miss
3 I's.
Lexi. And Tosh.
And I'm Tosh, 9 p.m. on everything.
Thank you, girlies, for coming on. Now let's go out tonight. We're going out.
We're going out. We're going out.
Pen more.
We'll see you next Tuesday.